Welcome everyone. Let me know if my audio is coming in clear. How's it going? Trying to make sure I can hear everything okay. How's it going? Happy Tuesday to everyone popping in. T-Mac, Sanju, DJ, how's it going, y'all? Yes, tough day in the stock. It's tough day in the stock, but you know what? I think if we hold it down, maybe we can go green on the day. Just maybe. I was promised Juju. And I got no mandarins, but I got a couple of slices here. I thought it was Friday Doom. Yep, happy Tuesday, Brian. Super tough. Hey, David. So right now, as it's sitting, we're sitting at $616 on the day. Man, that drop in the morning was not fun to see. Speaking of wedges, we got some orange wedges. Michael, greetings. Yeah, it wasn't fun to see, but man, in the pre-market, if you take a look here, they really sold down the stock to $578 in the pre-market, actually around the time 5:30 in the morning. So about 1 hour before open, they sold off this dramatically before buying it back. Now, the mistake you could have made is at around 7 o'clock, Tesla peaked on the day, right? $625 high of day sitting at right now. And the mistake you could have made is you could have bought in calls in the morning, right? And I think this is what the plan was for a lot of the market makers today, was to have wild swings in the days so they can spike up premium on both sides. And as it kind of stands right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we close the day at around 625. Would not surprise me. We have 50 minutes to go till close. Power hours kicking in. We got the good juju. A lot of fear in the market. Pre-market was brutal. I didn't even bother looking at pre-market. Let's just see here. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day here, the main thing to worry about is, or the main thing to look at is, last night the news came out from China that they delivered, and actually tweeted about it. It was wrong, but I'll get into that. It was tweeted by Vincent on Twitter. Let me just pull up my Twitter here. It was tweeted last night, China deliveries for April. And if we take a look at China deliveries, let me try to find it. He tweeted that there were 25,845 vehicles produced, plus 15,000 exported. That's where the error was. The 25,000 included the 15,000 exported. So I, for a second, thought there was 40,000 Teslas produced in Shanghai for the month of April, which was wrong. And I wonder how much of the reporting was confusing, and it looks like he deleted the tweet. So, you know, the numbers were wrong. I'm not sure entirely speaking, you know, how much this played into effect with everything. But in March, they sold 35,000 cars in March. So it looks like Tesla China, that is. So Tesla sold 25,845 EVs in China in April, dropping from March at 35,000. Tesla China also set a record of a single month export in April by shipping 15,000 cars to other markets. So that's kind of what's happening here. And so the media is spinning this into bad news. Inflation, yes, you guys are talking about inflation. Inflation is, so we should hear about CPI, I think tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. Let's try to figure this out here. I think CPI report, so tomorrow, someone let me know in the comments what time are the reports coming out tomorrow. And by the way, yes, Stanley Druckenmiller actually came out and says 5 or 6 years ago, I said crypto was a solution in terms of a problem. The problem has been clearly identified. It is Jerome Powell and the rest of the world's central bankers. There's a lack of trust. So long Bitcoin, long crypto. Let's go back. Let's go back to Thinkorswim. So yeah, so let's change this to a 1 minute graph. Let's take a look at how close might be here. I still think we close over 620, but that's just maybe because I'm positive and I'm super optimistic. But I you know, in my opinion, I think we probably close over 620 on the day. It just feels like one of those days. Chuck says, hopefully we close above 620. Hey, let me know where you guys are tuning in from in the comments. What city? What city, what country, whatever you feel comfortable sharing with us. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. When will the revolution happen? The market makers first be in line with the guillotine. Remember, market makers at the end of the day, market makers' entire strategy is theta. It's centered around theta. They don't care about directional bets for the most part. They don't care about anything else. They, for them, they just want to make money on theta burn, right? Seattle says ordinary investor, my neighbor. Toronto, Boston, Netherlands holding 4 shares, nice. Dubai, hey, Southwest Florida, nice. Southwest Florida, what is that? That's like Tampa, is that? SLC, Utah, Dallas, Texas, Cowboy Hat, Ottawa, nice. Connecticut, San Diego, Norway, Bjorn. Johannesburg, nice. Sanju from London, of course. Sanju's prime time. Sanju's got an 8 p.m. start on this stream. That's awesome. Newtown, SoCal, Denver, Finland, Cape Town, Austin, Texas, London, Florida, Salisbury, Worth, New Jersey, San Mateo. Awesome. We got everyone from every part of the world here. Stavanger, Fort Worth. I was just there last year. Chicago, Oregon, Hong Kong, Massachusetts, Denmark. John's tuning in from Mars. Naples, Florida. Naples, Florida, then New York. Interesting. A lot of good real estate in Naples. A lot of good real estate in Naples. I've been looking at it. Lowell, Massachusetts. Western Massachusetts, not Boston. New Jersey. Philly. CPI report tomorrow at 8:30. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate you. Connecticut. Illinois, Long Beach. Man, everything. Fiji. Nice. We got someone tuning in for Fiji. Got Manuel, of course, for Minneapolis, Minnesota. Twin Cities, South Carolina, Endor, Nova Scotia. Hey, Dylan, Canadian. San Diego, Naples is sweet. Thoughts on the correction? Y'all think we're headed for more pain at the bottom? So, okay. Okay. So there's no doubt if we look at the macro market, there is no doubt that we were in free fall for a hot second, right? We were in free fall for a hot second. Last time, not sure if you guys know this, but the futures took a nosedive. NASDAQ and S&P, but NASDAQ especially. And there's no doubt that we've broken past our moving average support, back down, and the next logical stop on the Qs really, unless some sort of exogenous effect tunes in, is 312, right? We're currently sitting at 324. That's probably most likely what's going to happen if and unless we close above 325, probably today or tomorrow. If we can reclaim our supplies up here, 100 comments, only 29 likes. Hit the like for me. Appreciate y'all. By the way, you'll notice I got a subscriber goal. I want to hit 10K in a month. I'm not sure if we can do it, but if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider doing it. If this is your first time watching, we talk a lot about stock markets, especially Tesla. I put up a Palantir video yesterday. We talk about crypto as well. If you want to join us on Discord, check the pinned comment. But on the Qs, going back to the NASDAQs, we're in for a choppy ride on the upside for sure. And if we cannot reclaim supply up here, the next logical gravity flow is going to be the 150-day moving average at 312, 313, right? And really, I mean, at the end of the day here, market's weak, right? That's not to say, we're talking about Tesla for a second. That's not to say Tesla is going to be going down necessarily, because if you look at the Qs have been skyrocketing, hitting all-time highs for a long time now. Actually, we hit an all-time high last time on the 29th of April. But Tesla has been extraordinarily weak based on the Qs, right? And if we pull up SPX, SPX was at all-time highs the other day, right? We took a nosedive today, but it looks like we're about to put in a hammer candle on the SPX. Meaning, stock gap down. We incredibly sold off in the AM. And to the end of the day, a lot of buyers stormed in to buy those prices. And perhaps we may even go green, right? Who knows? And that's kind of what I feel like with Tesla. We're sitting at $622 on Tesla. It looks like Tesla's actually wanted to climb here. We might got a pump into close for power hour. Who knows? John says the 25 April China sales did not include exports. Yes, exactly. That's what I tweeted, and I actually deleted it this morning. Wow, look at this pop on Tesla. Okay, let me zoom in. I feel like everyone's gonna see this pop. That's a pretty substantial, a good amount of buyers stepping in right there. So we're sitting at $623 on Tesla. Tesla volume's coming in. Hey, too many fellows, how's it going? Michael, good point. Hit the like button for our guy. I appreciate that, Michael. Um, uh, Ibra, yeah. So at the end of the day, wow, volume is really kicking in here. So like I said, I think, and I posted this question on Discord an hour ago. I said, what are the odds we go green on the day? We're still about what, $7 away from going green, but would that not be a classic Tesla day to have a massive free fall in the morning and end up going green? Because I know, yes, there was a roaring motorcycle for that pump, but that's a classic Tesla day, and often it's kind of the opposite. Admittedly, I remember last July there was a day when we hit over 1,500 or something for the first time on Tesla pre-split. And I remember we were up like 10% or 8% for the day, and we actually ended up red on close. I remember that day vividly because my leaps were just making so much money. I was like smiling the whole day. At 10 a.m. Pacific or 11 a.m. Pacific, I checked my Interactive Brokers and Tesla's in free fall. I'm like, that's fine, whatever, no big deal. And we ended up going red on that. I was so choked. But yeah, you're right. Headed to 625. Absolutely. I think we probably go green. I'm not sure if we close green, but there's looking like there's good buying pressure putting in here on the stock. So, and if we look at the Qs, pull up the Qs here on the daily 1 minute. Let's see if the Qs are pumping as well. So it looks like macro is pumping because the Qs are also pushing up here at the end of the day. So good news on Tesla. Looks like we are about to go green. We're about $6 away on Tesla. Unforgiven Panda. I hope I don't jinx it, but every time I join your stream, Tesla goes green. I hope you don't jinx it either, but there's some good juju. So join us with the oranges. I heard you guys got some navels. So at the end of the day, it looks like we might finish strong. But that being said, if we pull up the daily on Tesla, I think it's important to talk about the macro on Tesla. Though we had a strong day today, I still think it's important for us to realize that the pressure is still on the downwards trajectory at the time. The 200-day moving average currently sits at $575 on Tesla. That's not to say we're gonna, for a fact, retest 575. I mean, we hit 595 today. Actually, this is the exponential moving average. We're on my Interactive Brokers. It actually looked like pre-market. Yeah, pre-market, right? Pre-market, we actually kissed the 200 days SMA. We brought it back up. Now, is this a dead cat bounce? Is this just, I don't know. I think odds are, if we're playing odds, right? At the end of the day, no one knows what's going to happen. It's all about odds. It's all about putting, the odds in your favor. If we're looking at the odds, I think it makes sense for Tesla to retest that supply on the downside. I'm not sure if it happens with chop or whatever. But if we retest supply, remember, retesting supply is good, right? Retesting supply lets new investors jump back in. That's what we saw back at in the beginning of March when we sold off to the 150-day moving average, as we saw a whole new investor pool jump into the stock, because investors like to buy into stocks when they hit their 200-day moving average in a bull market, the 150-day. Remember, there's algos ready to buy. It just introduces a new type of investor back into the stock. So, yeah. So, am I worried about CPI tomorrow? No. Okay. I'm not personally worried, but I know investors are concerned because remember, if inflation comes in high, right? The problem with inflation isn't that I think long-term we're going to have inflation. I think the problem we're going to have with inflation is that it's going to discount growth stocks a lot higher in the short term. And if you look at growth stocks, they've already been slapped so much. That's what worries me at the end of the day. Do I think we're going to have inflation in the long haul in the economy? No, I am probably in the Cathie Woods boat of inflation philosophy where we might have short-term inflation, but a lot of these growth technology companies are going to be deflationary by nature. But that's kind of where I'm sitting at. Nice, studio. Picked up 50 shares for my wife's account. Nice. Awesome. Vern, great show. Enjoy watching the UK. Thank you. Why do you think Tesla may go green if it's so far above the volume weighted average price? Good to get your understanding of the volume weighted average price on Tesla. Where is it currently on the day? Remember, that's yeah. So it's sitting at 611. Remember, on days like today, the volume weighting moving average price is in my opinion a good way to day trade. Right? A lot of hedge funds will use the volume weighted average price to day trade in and out of shares or scale in and out of positions. On a day like today, it's just nuts, right? Because we know for a fact Tesla was 578 in pre-market, 595 during the low of the day. Looks like Tesla wants to retest 6 high of day here, 625 coming up here, folks. But at the end of the day, I don't know if volume weighted average price on a day like today means too much. Again, we're really far away from volume weighted average price. Tomorrow will be a new day, and especially with the volume disproportionately kicking in a lot during open. If you remember, in the first couple of hours, I think around 10 a.m. Pacific, so 3 hours worth of trading, give or take, we were already traded at 33 million shares, right? So there's an unevenness to volume today. We're sitting at 42 million shares traded on the day. I don't remember the last time we were over 30, right? It's been a while. Wow, Tesla 625 coming up, 625 here. There we go. We just hit it. We just hit 625. I guess we can close the markets. And we are $4 away from going green. Guys, like, no one can mess with the juju we got here, right? There's something about the stream. Subscribe. Good luck hitting 10K. I appreciate you, Radel. Appreciate that. CPI tomorrow at 8:30. Yes, excited for that. You got it, Vern. Why has Tesla been dropping despite record earnings in a historically weak quarter? Wow, look at that green candle. Holy crap. So, okay, why has Tesla been dropping? It's death by 1,000 cuts, right? I think there's something to be said about FUD. Here we are, high of day, folks, on Tesla. Here we go. Yeah, we are officially a high day on Tesla. There we go. There's something about the stream, and Tesla's about to go green. Like, rewind this video back 5 minutes when we were talking about how we're gonna go green. Here we go. Orange sunshine juju in the house. Hit that bid. Appreciate that, Casey. Are we selling 630 by 588 tomorrow? I'm Kelsey. Yeah, I know. It definitely feels like it. Are there any upcoming catalysts that you're particularly looking out for? Ordinary investor, check out my video on upcoming catalysts that I published a couple of days prior on my channel. But check it out after the stream. Enjoy the stream for now. Go back on my channel, watch that one. I went through all the catalysts. No, James, Juju with a U. Let's go green. You said at the start of the stream. There we go. $2.50 away, folks, from going green. Let's witness it right here together. Juju, there we go. Juju, what does Juju mean? I don't know. Juju is something that Hit That Bid Nation came up with. We came up with it together. You guys notice I liked eating oranges on the stream. You guys consider it good juju. Let's keep it going. Hey Tara, how's it going? I love the catalyst video, so helpful. Thank you. We are $3 away from going green. I'm still bag holding my leaps. I saw a comment on that. I should pull up Manufacturer Brokers though on my phone. Hold on one sec. I don't trade on Thinkorswim. This is Thinkorswim. By the way, if you guys want to join Webull, I am now an affiliate of Webull. After long deliberation, they made me actually do a demo of the platform. I logged in. Mind you, I can't trade as a Canadian, but if you guys want to help support the channel, want 2 free stocks, check out Webull in the description. PLTR, yes, PLTR. I made a PLTR video yesterday. I know a lot of you folks, and it looks like we were retesting 625. I know a lot of you guys don't love PLTR or care about Tesla more, but I'm trying to expand to other plays that we're looking at. So PLTR, I made a video yesterday about selling some cash secured puts to buy into long-term shares on PLTR. I do have a longer-term position on PLTR with shares, but today PLTR just skyrocketed after earnings pre-market. So there goes that. PLTR is long-term, absolutely. Yeah. Do you have a price target for PLTR? Not really, but I might want to look into some DCF models that other people put together and put in something. In my opinion, I think in the next 6 to 12 months, a $30 price target is pretty bullish. Hey, T-Mac, $6.30 super chat. Appreciate that. Sending Juju vibes. Let's go power hour. Nice. Thank you. And let's see. You should have an Elon emoji pop up. I hope it does today on the stream. Can you share what lines you have set up? Yes. I've got moving averages, 9-day, the 50-day, the 150-day, and the 200-day. I think I missed one. I missed the 25-day. There we go. Oh man, it didn't show up with the Elon.
Sending Juju vibes. Let's go power hour.
There we go. I set it up to have Elon, but whatever. I digress. And then I have daily pivot points and the volume weighted average price, which is the purple dotted line. All right. PLTR $500. Yeah, I know Tom Nash has a video thumbnail, PLTR $500. Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm bag holding leaps to January 2022 for 1,500 strike, 20% of my portfolio. It's so scary. At this point, you know, if you're a Tesla investor, you've stomached so much pain, so much swings, both up and down, that you can, you know, like you probably understand this as Tesla investors, is that nothing really phases you much anymore. Like you've seen the worst of the worst, you've seen the best of the best. Maybe I'm not sure what another year when we're gonna 5x in stock price. At the end of the day, you know, yes, has Tesla investing taken years off my life? Probably, right? But has it made me a better person? Yeah. Yes, it has. There's just something about the swings, right? With Tesla investing that quite literally I haven't seen. I'm just trying to think back to any other stock that I've seen, you know, have as many wild swings as Tesla's had in the last year. And I don't know if I can. Okay, so you could call this a bull flag on the 1 minute graph, right? Increased buying with volume, lower selling off. Let's see if we go green. We haven't gone green yet, folks. We got $5 to go. Sean says, I want to start a position in PLTR, thinking of doing cash covered puts, but would it just be better to buy outright? Generally speaking, all things being equal, it's always better to sell cash covered puts before a long-term position because you can lower your cost basis on them, right? If you and same with Tesla, right? And if we pull up Tesla's option chain, we'll talk about that in a second here. We go to June for Tesla option chain, and we pull up the puts. If you wanted to buy Tesla at, let's say, 550, you were thinking at 550, I want to buy 100 shares of Tesla, and you know, for June expiration. And if Tesla goes past lower than 550 on this day, and you've sold this naked, cash covered, let's say, well, you're going to lower your cost basis past 550 by $14. The only way it makes more sense to wait until that day to buy the stock instead of cash covering puts is if Tesla were to go under 550 minus $14, right? So 536 and lower. If by the time expiration came and Tesla was sitting at $500, then yes, you're obviously better off buying it in the free market than getting exercised on those. Now the question is, you know, you can have early exercision of these option or these stocks. I think with the long-term play where you're trying to accumulate and you don't want to guess or swing trade, that's why I liked PLTR, because, you know, at the end of the day, I think PLTR is staying within that range and had good support on the downside. And I think Tesla has good support on the downside. I think, again, 578 was today's low, but I think 575 is where their 200-day moving average is sitting pretty much on. And we're probably going to have good support on that level. Yes, we may dip past that level, but I think that level gets bought up pretty fast. And again, none of this is financial advice. It's like someone called a hit squad on Tesla stock, but Tesla hasn't changed. They keep excelling, and the future price will reflect that. Exactly, Rob. By the way, welcome to the stream. Exactly, right? If you look at the fundamentals, right, on a day where Tesla's down, it looks like Tesla's selling back down to our moving averages down here at $620 or 21 now. Tesla as a company, like, you could argue is not even an argue. It's excelling, hand over fist. It's growing. It's putting more money on its balance sheet. It's de-risking. Its margins are getting better. FSD monthly is about to come out. Despite all this, we're about $280 away from all-time highs, right? So, you know, this is why long-term investing and holding shares is a lot easier to make money, because you have a longer-term time horizon. And I say this all the time to my real estate clients, right? I'm a realtor, I sell real estate here in Vancouver. You can't predict what's going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years, 1 to 2 years in the real estate market. You may time the market perfectly and be fine, but if you buy long-term, thinking a 5 to 10 year time horizon, you're almost always going to make money on real estate, especially in a city like Vancouver. But you have to have a long-term time horizon on it. That's, at the end of the day, that's the fundamental here. So, I've got 300 of my Tesla below $407 by selling 3 410 contracts. Nice. Bear trap? No, I don't think so. Again, I do think so. In my opinion, be careful buying calls, like short-term calls that you're going to be holding for the next couple of weeks here. In my opinion, I think we probably retest supply. It only makes sense. Gravity is pulling us down to supply at 578, 580. It's almost healthier for the long run for us to retest supply at 200-day moving average. The last time we tested 200-day moving average was, let's see here. It's been over a year, right? This is a 12-month graph or 12-month chart. Tesla has not tested a 200-day moving average in over 12 months. If I pull up, let's say, the 3-year graph on a yearly basis, well, I guess that throws off the calculations. But just hear me out. If Tesla retests a 200-day moving average, think of it like coiling a spring, right? It sucks. You're going down, you're compressing, but it really, at the end of the day, for the long haul of the stock, it introduces a pool of investors. And I said the same thing in the beginning of April but the difference there being we tested this is the 150-day moving average. With the 150-day moving average here, is it brings a new pool of investors in, right? The 150-day moving average is great, but the 200-day moving average is like the classic entry level for a lot of long-term investors, right? So volatile for a $600 billion company. Well, yeah, exactly. That's it. When is a good time to switch your leaps to long-term horizon? My earliest are still 6 months away. Yeah, Martin, that's the question, right? And I've been kind of doing this, although since I've been bag holding my leaps, it's not like I have a lot of money sitting those to convert into a lot of shares. But I have been switching more to equity, because part of what I said last month even was, what happens if this year is obviously the NASDAQ doubled last year or something like that. This year, if it's less volatile, which it's looking like, because premium is just non-existent in the market. If we look at premium on Tesla, we're sitting at, so we've gone up a little bit, folks. We're at 13% implied volatility percentile. Remember last week when I made my Tesla Leaps video, it was sitting at 1. Okay, so we have gone up, mind you, there. It just took a little flash crash to get there. But if this year is less volatile in terms of movements, again, if you're holding, in my opinion, Leaps past 2022, some of you 2023, a lot of time. The market will change in a couple months. For me, I got September. You guys know that. So, does it make sense to convert those into shares? I've kind of slowly been doing that, but at the end of the day, to recoup a lot of paper losses, I'm going to have to hold these leaps and hope for a massive move up, because if a move does come, and we've seen Tesla move up 20% in a day, right? It happens all the time. No announcement, no news, nothing. It's just Tesla's up 20%. By holding those leaps, I give myself a better chance to get back in the race. But is it more prudent? Is it more prudent to convert those into shares? Probably. So I can't really tell you what to do, but that's the way I look at it. But check out my video on Tesla Leaps versus shares. I have a video on that. It's a 35-minute video where I go through a case study of the last 12 months in Tesla, if you bought in Leaps or if you bought in shares, and the pros and cons in each. Do I think Tesla can go to 900 this year? I think so. Like I said in the beginning of the year, I think, I was wrong on time, but let's see how the rest of the year plays out. I think $1,000 sometime this year is kind of what I'm looking at for Tesla. Luis, how do I contact you regarding your realtor services? Like I've said before, I'm from the Lower Mainland. I appreciate that. What's the best way to contact me? How about you shoot me an email? Go to my channel, hit about. You'll find my email. Shoot me an email, and we can go from there. Appreciate that. Very cool. Real estate business from YouTube. Very cool. Hey, Tyler. Hi, everyone. Late to the party. Our mods here. Got your second COVID shot. Congrats. There you go. You're officially immune to all the bullshit in the world. I actually finally, so in Canada, not that you guys care, but in Canada, we're lowering the age of vaccines finally. It was 40 years and older last week. Now it's 30 and up. In some areas, it's actually 18 plus in hotspots. So we're finally getting to the point where there's enough vaccines in Canada. But even then, we're not even close to where you guys are in the States. But I think I'm going to be booking my vaccine for the end of the month. I just might wait because since I had COVID, I read you might want to wait 90 days after having COVID before you get your shot. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but any doctors in the chat, let me know. Gad says, I think the reason we sold off was the taxes date coming up. Yeah, taxes deadline is, I think, May 17th in the States. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it definitely could be a part of that. I know I did taxes a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago at this point, and I didn't feel like spending $1 anywhere after that week. It was a painful week. Do you think Hyperslayer says, think this will rocket if CPI comes out good? I think I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily as much. I don't think there can be a number that would come out that would really make investors happy. But if there's commentary to go with CPI saying, we don't expect inflation, we didn't see inflation, and we're not going to raise rates no matter what, maybe then. It all depends on, again, it's like the data matters, but it's always about the commentary behind the data, in my opinion. Tyler says, but the first shot screwed up my taste buds. Ooh, well, I mean, that's how you know it's working, right? Welcome, Aaron. How's it going? Simple fix for short-term fear. Watch a few daily drone videos of Gigafactory being made in Texas. Absolutely. 100%. Palantir is on CNBC here. Can you check Flow Algo? Yeah, there's nothing new there, but yeah, let's take a look. Okay, let's look here on Flow. Let me just check this out. Let's see. Last time I checked, we just saw a couple hours ago a bunch of put sweeps coming in when Tesla was at 605. So let's take a look here. Anything new on Flow Algo? Nothing new. Some more put splits coming in, not sweeps. A couple hours ago at this point. Super aggressive though, these puts. But again, that was when Tesla was at 605. So now that we're sitting at 620, I'm not sure how much money these guys made. So if we look at the Qs in terms of flow, 100% bullish on the Qs, which is very interesting. I don't know how, in my opinion, how it's so bullish in terms of flow. Here's a Twitter, what's come up here. Daniel Ives coming in. Let's see here. Some Square news. Square terminal now connects wirelessly to a virtual terminal on your computer. Okay. You guys know I'm long Square. Let's see here. Kathy Wood, what is this? ARK Invest's Kathy Wood says oil prices will not break out because of EVs. Okay, cool. So nothing really there. Let's pull up Thinkorswim again. Let's go green for the day, though. Let's go green for the day. That's really the goal here. By the way, thanks for everyone subscribing. Much appreciated. Again, if you missed it, our goal here is to hit 10,000 subscribers in the next month here. So every subscription goes a long way. Much appreciated. FSD videos are also fun. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So 620. So 620 is holding on Tesla at the end of the day. Hey, Chris followed me on Twitter. Appreciate you, Chris. Okay. So let's see here. By the way, yes, I got an. I reached out to Dave Leon Investing today. actually see if he'd be open to come on the channel to do an interview. I appreciate all of you guys tweeting at him and me to make it happen. Again, I talked about this last week. Is obviously being a smaller YouTuber, I don't have that kind of leverage usually, but I appreciate you guys helping me out, tweeting at him or whoever else you think I should interview on the channel. To be determined if he's up for it. We'll see. So as it kind of stands, see here, and Coinbase. Let's check out Coinbase for a second here. Coinbase. Coin is up 3% on the day here today. The daily looks pretty brutal on Coin. It just got absolutely clobbered to $240. Again, the Qs on the day are sitting 30 basis points in the red. So we're probably going to go green here, like we have I think a couple hours ago here. SPY is sitting 1% down on the day, and of course Tesla is sitting 1% down on the day as well, but that's why we're watching. Try to go green. Also, don't hit the like button. Appreciate that, Sanju. Don't get to watch the lives as often these days, but I always watch previous videos, and thanks and like for the algo. Thank you, Casey, much appreciated. You think Hyperslayer things, do you think Elon is serious about accepting Doge as a type of payment? Yes. On SpaceX, he is. They're already accepting Bitcoin. Here's my guess on crypto, right? And, debate me on this if you guys think I'm wrong. But I think Elon's going to fork Doge. I just think it's inevitable. I think he's getting everyone in before that happens. He might just run with it for sure, but I'm going back to the day where he changed his profile picture to a fork in the road, and he said he tweeted out mysteriously only for a day, right? So that signals to me is that he's forked something already or is in the process of it, and it's going to happen. That's just my opinion. Aaron says Dave might just invite you on it. Doubt he joins yours. Yeah, I guess I don't see him joining other channels too often. Makes sense. Okay. I made it to 100. Okay, Aswath says, do you think Tesla partnership with other companies for trucks? Okay, we talked about this on Discord yesterday, but I really think, do you guys remember on SNL, Elon said, I drive a Prius, right? Something to that effect. I forgot what the exact line was, but he says he drives a Prius. Let me know if I'm wrong there, what the exact quote was. In Elon verbiage, that's always a hint, right? He drives a Prius, a Toyota Prius. We all remember the news that came out a couple months ago with Toyota and Tesla partnering. I read this on Twitter. It makes a lot of sense. The $25,000 Model 4 that's going to be coming out for Tesla, I don't call it the Model 2. I think the Model 2 is a stupid name. The Model 4, different story. $25,000 Model 4 that I think Tesla will come out with, I think it makes a lot of sense, because I think we've all forgotten about the Toyota partnership. I think it makes a lot of sense for Tesla to partner with Toyota for that car. Toyota has exorbitant more amount of buying power, cheaper cost of goods, lower variable cost on pretty much every input in the car. And if Tesla's entire goal is the 25,000 model car will sell like the Honda Civic, right? It will be the car, Toyota Corolla, name whatever you want to name it. It will be the car of the car, right? Any entry level person, especially with a $10,000 EV rebate on a $25,000 car, game over at that point. But it will be this Honda Civic of the Tesla Toyota world. So I think partnering with Toyota with that makes sense logistically, right? And you can disagree, maybe not. But I think that SNL line where he said that, I just think makes sense for Tesla to partner with Toyota on that. My opinion. I don't know what you guys think. What does forking Doge mean? Hey David, thanks for the super chat. Can you say hi to my daughter Emma and tell her not to be scared when Tesla investment drops? Hey Emma, your dad has requested for me to say hi to you. I hope all is well. And remember, being a part of Tesla, part of the Tesla Investors Club, is to enjoy drops, because that means we can buy more. I hope that helps. I think it'll be silly not to buy the $25,000 car. Agreed. you know, if and it looks like Tesla is really just stuck within this wedge here. But I agree, makes sense. Absolutely.
Can you say hi to my daughter Emma and tell her not to be scared when her Tesla investment drops?
A new Prius with Tesla batteries. Yeah, exactly. No kidding. I don't like how the Prius looks, but if you slap a Tesla look, no, okay. I'm not saying it's gonna look like the Prius, right? Agreed. Like when I look at a Prius, and I got nothing against Priuses, right? But if you look at a Prius, for me, it just reminds me of a taxi cab, right? But what I'm saying is, if they partner with Toyota, not on the Prius, maybe it is, but if they partner with them just in terms of logistics and manufacturing, man, that could be huge. It might just be the legitimacy factor they need to expand into the mainstream media's good books. So we'll see. Studio says current China expansion project will prototype the production process for the $25,000 car. Yep, and I think end of year is kind of the goal here for them to come out with some sort of modeling on it by September. I think it makes sense. Jenna says, "Hey, I got some 1 year and 2 year leaps that are taking a hit. Join the club. What do you think Tesla will go up or drop further?" I said this 5 or 10 minutes ago. I continue to think Tesla finds support as low as 575. You have 2 years on your leaps though, and you got a lot of time. Not have to worry about this too much, especially because I think the market's just weak at the moment. But again, none of this is financial advice. Every account has their different risks and rewards, right? I might have a lot more risk tolerance than you, vice versa. RAV4 with Tesla Tech for 25K would be great. Yeah, RAV4 is a different beast altogether, though, right? That would be an SUV, different story. I'm not sure if Model Y would kind of kill into that. People have been saying the $25,000 model car will be a two-door. I hope not. I don't like two-door cars. But we'll see. Hey, Gentry, how's it going, man? Long time no talk. Hope the new gig's doing well. Steve, Juju Master, I'm really late. Missed the show. No, we got 10 minutes till power hour. We're trying to rally as much Juju here for the last 10 minutes for us to close green. We got about $9 worth of Juju to go here. So let's take a look here. What's CNBS saying? Oh, they're talking Tesla. So let's take a look here. One sec.
Into the portfolio, since we cannot hold any cash, we put into the portfolio, I'll call them cash-like innovation stocks. So the FANGs certainly meet that criteria. They're acting like defensives. They truly are. On days when utilities and staples do well, very often communication services are doing well. So during a period of volatility like we've just seen, we will sell those stocks and move into either our more pure play or earlier stage innovation companies that are being hurt by the risk off.
Stephen, she's not wrong. Apple and some of the other mega cap.
Yep, old interview there. I think whenever it's funny, CNBC does this thing where they love to pick and choose what they're going to promote. So when she says stuff like Apple, like they just use that clip where she said, instead of holding cash in our ETF, we hold cash like stocks, which is Apple. They love that clip because Apple pays them a lot of money in advertising. Apple is part of the old boys club. And what do? They clip that and they say, oh, Kathy Wood's a genius for saying this. And then she says anything about Tesla. They're like, man, she's such a mega hypocritical bull that's making no money right now. It's crazy. Look, like they're quoting her, wood on Friday. Apple's a cash-like innovation stock. Like they just pick and choose what they want. And saw this great Reddit post yesterday, and I try to find it here, but I saw this great Reddit post, and the gist of it yesterday was the reason why Tesla's hated so much. And this is this is a pretty obvious point, but it's more nuanced than this. The reason why is because mainstream media is shitting their bed on Tesla not advertising with them. GM, Ford, Toyota, Honda, insert car manufacturer, insert solar or battery tech, right? All these people, like, doesn't matter who you are. Look at Lucid. Even Lucid is paying these old boys money in terms of advertising. The fact that Tesla hasn't spent $1 on ads really is killing them, because if Tesla is going to take over the industry in EVs, in battery tech, in renewable energy, and all sources, they're going to lose. And we all know legacy autos are going to go bankrupt by 2030. And if you don't believe that, then I don't know what to say. But if at the end of the day, we know that they're going to go bankrupt, that goes all of their revenue, right? That's all of the revenue that they have. So tough look for them. Tesla 620. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have a hard time in the next 5 minutes pushing up here past 620. But it looks like 620, like a 620 closing only $10 down on the day. I mean, I'll take it. It's not ideal. How long will we have to wait to ride the FUD? Davey, welcome, Davey. Is the FUD ever gonna stop? I don't know. I'm trying to think back to last year when we were uppity up every day. We're still having FUD, but I think the main thing there was no one holding Tesla shares back then in terms of institutions, and no matter what FUD piece came up, they had to buy. The question now is, do people that are sitting on the sidelines, do they have to buy Tesla? And that's the main question here, especially with the chip shortage concerns. That's really the problem in terms of institutional investing. Juju relying on sun and eyes. Yes, absolutely. We got the sun going, but since it's summer-ish in Vancouver, above the apartment now and not in my face like it was in the winter. Okay, so 620, 619 on Tesla at the moment. We have 5 minutes left until close. Power hour, 5 minutes left. 620 is better than the 500s. Absolutely, Steve, agreed. 100%. Again, I'd be careful, folks, buying calls here. Again, none of this is financial advice, but I'd be careful jumping in hand over fist on buying on weakness here. Just because if we look at the daily, if we talk about moving averages being like gravity and being like a magnet, it does look like we are probably in free fall into retesting supply, which we did in pre-market, mind you, but not with heavy volume, not with heavy algo buying at 580, right? So I'm not saying we drop down there tomorrow. We might consolidate here, but man, we would need a hell of a green day tomorrow for us to be back into bull territory in the next week here. So CPI again is coming out tomorrow. FSD subscription could be a decent catalyst. Yep, that's what I say on my video of catalyst, is FSD subscription is the biggest one I'm looking forward to coming up here in the next little bit. But man, we're going to need that fast. Hey, Gonzalo, power hour minutes, calling all Juju. How's it going, Gonzalo? The FUD, only one letter apart, will only increase as the threatened ICE industries become more and more desperate. Absolutely. That's the issue, right? Is that there's so much desperation going on in the ICE industry that, that's why actually going back to the Toyota partnership, like, do we not think partnering with Toyota might just take off the load a little bit, right, on Tesla in terms of saving face in the ICE community? Like, if we look at Tesla right now in terms of, if this was a race, right? Tesla is midway up the peak of the mountain. The ICE industry haven't even started hiking up. Tesla coming back down, bringing someone up on them and carrying them on the back might do a lot of good in terms of saving face or advancing the industry. I think Tesla would argue that it does more to advance sustainable tech, partner with Toyota, than it does to just do it by themselves. They might argue that, right? So wouldn't retirement plans be buying each pay period if they're investing in S&P? Well, S&P rebalances every quarter, correct. Would they be buying in? I guess but by default, if you buy the S&P, you're buying shares of Tesla or fractional shares of Tesla. Absolutely. How does third quarter look? I think third quarter looks a lot better than the first 2 quarters. Is it 19th of May on the FSD subscription, says Marcelo? That's the consensus date. Whether or not that's the actual date is to be determined, but that's like the ballpark date. So we'll see. A Doge father. What does forking Doge mean? Essentially, in cryptos, you can fork, meaning you can create your own. Since it's all decentralized, you can create your own duplicate chain of it. You would just fork out, and by forking, you can relabel it even, right? Like Doge. Correct me if I'm wrong. Doge is a fork of Bitcoin, right? Or Bitcoin or Litecoin or whatever it is. So, Tyler says, would give them street cred if they partner. Absolutely. I'm not sure how much street cred is worth to someone like Tesla, who's the top dog in the EV space. But man, if they partner with Toyota, they would kill everything. Like they could probably 5x production next. Well, maybe, I don't know. Got a battery constraint though, but Toyota partnership sounds good. But where are the batteries coming from? LFP batteries might be readily available, but those put in mega packets. Yeah, exactly. I just realized that too. But with the 4680 battery cell production coming into fruition by the end of this year, yeah, you would hope. Battery Day gives me a lot of it. Yeah, brings me more bullish on it. We'll see though. We definitely have time to go until then. There we go. Closed on the day at $617.20. Tesla closed down at 1.89%. I will say this is a lot better than it was looking, obviously. Captain Obvious. Early in the day. Again, remember, low of day was 595 during market hours. Low of day pre-market was 580, 578 to be exact. So finishing in this band of 620, although it's about $100 from where I'd kind of see Tesla at if you asked me a week ago on the downside. Tesla continues to surprise up and down. And I will say, continue, what this is what I'm thinking now, right, is definitely I'm continuing to add to my long-term share count. If you guys know, I haven't been doing a lot of shares. I've been 95% options for a long time, but I've been adding slowly to my share for long-term. But also, I think it's okay if you play the downside on Tesla. I say this holding no puts at the moment, by the way. But you know, if Tesla is going to continue to show weakness, I think it's, especially doing a strategy like selling calls might be something that you want to look at. Just because, you know, for us to have a skyrocket day, man, we'd have to break through a lot of inventory, a lot of supply up here. So selling calls might be worth it. Implied volatility is going up, so potentially you get more there. But yeah, that bell triggered my dog. I am sorry, David. I'm sorry. I didn't know how loud that was gonna be. Remember, if you're Doge forks, you're holding both forks. Absolutely, Charles. Yeah, exactly. Boo, hiss. Glad the day is over. Some days, and when I say some days, I mean the last month and a half, 2 months, it's better to just not look at the market, especially if you're a longer term investor. I feel that. But hang in there. Stuff is going to get better. In a month or two, we're going to be looking back in the last couple of months, in my opinion, the same way that we looked at, if we pull up October, check this out. Remember that all-time high we hit September 1 or August 31st? We sold massively off. We had the split, obviously. Then we consolidated all the way until S&P inclusion date hit. That quiet period of a month and a half, 2 months, 2.5 months, whatever it was, feels awfully similar, but except at higher magnitude levels to what we're having right now. Feels awfully like that. And quite honestly, I just wonder what the big catalyst here is going to be. My bet's going to be on FS2 subscription, but to be determined. Not the same. Makes sense for them to have a Toyota make the Model 4, says MLab. Tesla production constrained. Toyota probably has the most production capacity with Volkswagen. Yeah, absolutely. Studio says Cybertruck build team due on site, Austin, June 1. 4680 process to be used in tri-motor model. I cannot wait until Cybertruck's out. Can't wait. It's going to be great. Been selling calls on pops and buying long-term shares. Nice, Trev. There we go. I'm 100% in and broke. See, that's the thing. When you run out of money to continue to buy the dip or continue to invest, I'm pretty much tapped out too. I guess I can pull more money in or reallocate portfolio stuff. But at the end of the day, I think so. Selling premium might be a good strategy then to collect some dividend-like stuff on the stuff that you hold. So if you own shares long-term, consider doing covered calls, especially in this market where it's so choppy. So, you know, if Tesla pops 5 or 6% in the last 2 months, it's shown probably not going to continue that move up for the next week. So selling covered calls on green days makes sense. If you're looking to buy back into Tesla more shares, consider doing cash secured puts. If you're just looking to sell premium, consider selling call spreads, selling put spreads, depending on your bias. So yeah, 3 months. Yeah. So long-term investment does not need another ICE manufacturer. Yeah. I mean, there's an argument for that. VIX needs to pop. Yeah. VIX definitely needs to pop. Yes, absolutely, for sure. And if we check out, let's see if any news came out here after hours or anything. Let's take a look here. Next Gen Investor, welcome to my Twitter. Okay, Amazon closes 1.5% higher today. Great. I feel this tweet right here. Yay, the market is closed. Big tech bloodbath continues. I mean, kind of. If you look at tech, oh, look, Jim Chanos is tweeting again here. Let's see what he has to say.
It is now dropping to its lowest level since November. I want to get straight over to CNBC headquarters, talk to Jim Cramer about that and what may look like a little bit of an unwind, but you have so many of the big high flyers taking a dive as well, and that's where we are. What do you do, Jim?
Well, I think you wait. The stock market's going to tell you what's going to happen. I think that there'll be a bottoming out of the ones that aren't really affected by the highest multiple to sales, which is an ARC innovation, and also PCs, because Chris Stanley from Citi put out a very good piece about how PCs have peaked. So if you stay away from those and you're in tech, then I think you're actually going to see some stabilization because stocks are down so much at the opening. But you can't be in these companies that were just driven by momentum. I mean, look, maybe Palantir bottoms, but think about what happened to that stock over this period. It's just been swept away, and it announced revenues that I thought were very unimpressive. You're focusing on Tesla there. I think that's another one. Tesla's got a classically positive Memorial Day trade, believe it or not, but we know we're very far from Memorial Day. So I think you got to stay away. Tesla could bottom. Anything can bottom today. But the one thing I would caution people is that the weakness is in the PC and in the high multiple to sales and the people who are shooting against Woodstock.
But if you are either an owner of ARC, are you selling ARC, or are you thinking that there's an opportunity to buy into ARC? There's, of course, a whole sort of Kathy Woods fandom, as you know.
Well, I think there are people who have a 5-year horizon, and those may be the right stocks for a 5-year horizon. They're not stocks. I have to tell you, I've looked at the stocks. I don't like the companies. It's not like I don't have a 5-year perspective. And there's a lot of those companies I just don't like. But some of them I think are very good.
So breaking news. Jim Cramer doesn't like a lot of companies Kathy would like. Now, Jim's like the typical old school hedge fund investor guy that, he touts stuff, obviously, that probably feeds his pocket, allegedly, right? Stuff like, pretty sure he had a buy signal on Ford. I think he liked Nikola. That just goes to show you what he knows about growth tech. So, I think I'll follow Kathy Wood in terms of that. I saw a really good comment here on the chat from Charles. Where is your comment, Charles? Tesla coin, fork or Doge, that's what we're talking about. Mined on Teslas, used for a referral program, accepted for Tesla's merch, cars, and FSD. I really like that idea. Creating a whole ecosystem through crypto. Man, that's great. Dave Lee is saying it can be tough to hold on to big long-term winners, especially when experiencing lots of volatility. Every investor needs to find their own brain hacks to weather the ups and downs, especially expect volatility. Growth can be volatile. Business over stock price in the long run, in my opinion. Portfolio value glasses. I try to value my portfolio and paper gains at less than half to factor my volatility. It helps me not to be tortured by big ups and downs. And zoom out. Absolutely. Now tell that to me as a bag holder on short-term options, different story, right? If we're swing trading options, and that's why I talk about the downside and retesting 200-day moving average, is I think, on this channel we're investors, but we're also traders, right? We're invaders. That's what we say on this channel. Hit that bid. Nation are invaders. We like to invest and trade when possible. We use options. We use stocks. We do crypto. By the way, crypto's been killing it. I've been doing a lot more crypto lately. So, there's a lot to look forward to in the second half of this year, in my opinion. Tomorrow's going to be interesting with CPI. Don't forget it. There's a lot of people that took money off the table today, barring a massive a massive amount of news on CPI. You know, if CPI comes out really high or something, investors are sitting on the sidelines ready to buy the dip, and that's potentially why we see some weakness. So MLab, what do you say about covered calls? Where do I learn this as well? I'm trying to think about a video to refer you on my channel about covered calls. Essentially, with covered calls, you own shares. Let's say every lot is 100 shares of Tesla. You can come into any strike of Tesla and you can sell against your shares, which is why they're called covered calls. You can collect premium. Let's say if I was comfortable with selling, if push came to shove and I was comfortable with selling my shares at $700 in 10 days on this auction and on this options expiration, I could sell the 700 strike call for $3, aka $300. I would collect $300 now. I can buy this back if this is now $1.50. I can collect that premium. I can let this expire in the money if Tesla finishes at $800. With covered calls, you're just collecting dividend-like returns off holding your share. Maybe I'll make a video on covered calls by themselves on the channel because I don't think I have yet. Yeah, he doesn't understand ARK strategy, says Der Pope. Sad, just 30% of the investments are enough. They go exponential, they're number one. If you're selling covered calls, know your break evens and your assignment risks and know how to roll. Absolutely, Trev. 100%. Yeah, maybe I'll make a video on that. So, thanks for everyone for joining. Again, we have a goal, hitting 10,000 subscribers if we can within the next month here. So, if you haven't already and you see that subscribe button, consider hitting it. If this is your first time joining us on this channel, we talk a lot about option stocks, a lot more stocks moving forward here. Let me know in the comments what other stocks you want me to cover. But Tesla especially, you guys know Tesla is kind of the love of my stock portfolio. And please talk about strategies about increasing Tesla share count to option strategies. Perfect. I made a video on PLTR yesterday. Those strategies would apply to Tesla as well. I talked specifically about cash covered puts on that one. Much love to everyone joining. Again, tough day today overall. Hopefully after CPI comes out tomorrow, we should be good. I am live streaming Thursday as well. Thursday for Power Hour and Friday for Power Hour. I think I'm going to keep that kind of schedule. We're going to do Tuesday, Thursdays, and Friday for Power Hour, at least right now as it kind of stands. You got to hit the bell notification to be alerted of when I schedule those in. Trev says, I subscribed. Keep it up. You're doing technicals, keeping you a strong shoot. I appreciate that, Trev. We love Tesla. Exactly. Absolutely. So hit the subscribe if you haven't already. By the way, if you want to join us in our stock chat, I'll pull up our Discord if you guys don't know what Discord is here. Let me see if I can pull it up. If you want to join us in our stock chat, we have Discord open with a bunch of different channels. So if you want to check that out, feel free to. And we talk stocks in there 24/7. Tweets as they come out, news. We have different channels for different stocks, obviously. And we can continue the conversation on there. Consider joining us on Patreon. Consider supporting the channel on Patreon if you want to. No pressure either way. All right, guys, much love. I appreciate all of you guys watching. Keeping your mindset strong. Appreciate that. Thanks for a great Power Hour, everyone. I'll catch you on Thursday for the next Power Hour. Take care. Peace.